As promised, I'm going to show you how I make my boxes for my taller cakes. I actually do this with all my cakes, no matter of the height. It's just the way I choose to do it. If you don't choose to do it this way, it's fine. I do not reinforce the box, the bottom of the box in any way, because you have a cake board that is supporting your cake. The box is a mode of transportation, if you will. It's a vessel to carry it from one location to another, to keep it clean from the elements. Therefore, I don't feel the need and have never had an issue with just doing the box without any type of reinforcement inside. So here we go. It's very simple. This is a 14 by 14 inch box. And the first thing I'm gonna do is put the seam right here. This is the lid. So now I have the lid here, and then here is the back side of the box here. So I'm gonna cut right here where these two meet, all the way across. This works on any box. I do it on the oblong boxes as well. So there's that. Now I have my two flaps. I'm going to cut the flaps off. So because this tip of this is 14, this is going to fit. So I'm going to cut this in 2 or 3 pieces to make a side support that goes in a square around the cake. Do the same thing on the other side. Put them off to the side. Now I'm going to take the lid and cut it as close to the middle as I can. And then cut it in the middle of that strip. Do the same thing to the other half. Cut it down the middle. So I have now 4 pieces. I have a clear ruler. It's about 18 inches long that I use to crease these. Use whatever you have, if it's a counter edge or wooden ruler or anything. All you have to do is get a line in there, and preferably as pretty close to the middle as you can. Doesn't matter as long as it's not way off to one side. Okay, now, all right, so there's my 4 sides there. Now these will be the sides that stand up. I always put where the hinge to the box would have been, the lid, I always put this down. Don't know why, probably doesn't make a difference. I just do it that way. All right. Crease all of these. All right, one more. All right, so now I've got my one side open. That's where I'll put my cake into the box. And then this is closed. I've already got my hot glue gun warmed up. All right, cake goes in. All right, now got my corners here. You can see that this is clearly too tall. So these should go right in there. And then I kind of look across here to see if this is going to be taller than that. If it is, and in this case it is ever so slightly, I will bring this up just enough to clear the top of that and mark it with my pen. So now I'm going to take these 4 that I have creased for the sides, line them up, give them a little mark. So now, oh, that's crooked. Haven't had enough coffee this morning. So now that's marked and I know where I want this to land inside the box. So I'm gonna put hot glue here and here and put it in the corner. Right down to the line. And it's in place. There's my line. We're going to do this all 4 times. And you can see the hot glue, it just grabs really quickly. There's no waiting. You don't need that much. All right, now, let's scoot this over here. So now I have my cake in the box. You can see that the, well, you can't see. Let me scoot it back. Okay, you can see that, let me adjust the camera just a little bit. All right, now you can see that these clear the top of the mushroom. All right, so now I have my 2 sides. These were the flaps, if you remember. I'm gonna cut them in half. Just like that. And now, I like doing this to give a little more support around the top so these aren't moving or anything like that. So, and make sure I'm in, yeah. So just a little bit of hot glue, a little bit of hot glue. Stick it on there. And you're done with that one. A little bit of hot glue. So I'm going to try to answer a few little questions that I got when I posted the original time-lapse video. Some people asked me what type of fondant I used. I only use Satin Ice. I'm in Texas. We're very humid here. I'm in a little town called Spring, just north of Houston. And we're super humid in the summertime. It's been a hell of a summer too. It's so hot. Anyway, Satin Ice performs beautifully in our climate. So that is always, always my go-to. Okay, so there are 4 sides. You can see it still wiggles and wobbles a little bit, but like I said, this is just to get your cake from one location to the next clean. And you know, I always use enough board at the bottom that hopefully somebody can't get their little fingers in there and mess with it. Now I'm going to cover it with plastic wrap and then I'm done. So for that, I buy the big roll of plastic wrap. I try to pull out enough the first go around to at least cover 2 sides. Over and under, or over and down. One of the other questions that I was asked when I posted the other video was about the technique that I used on the cake. It was a pink velvet cake, and that technique was made by a lady named Lisa Herrera out of Denver, Colorado. That she has a cake company called A Cake Come True. She we'll hopefully be doing something with that technique pretty soon to get it out to the world in her way. It's hers, and as much as I'd love to share it, it's hers. And she's my cake sister, and I love her, and I wouldn't do that to her. All right, now I've got 2 sides covered. This is my third. And like I said, this is just to get your cake from one place to the next and get it there clean and intact. And so now I'll put a piece of tape across, or plastic across the back, and I'm done. So there you go. That's how I make my box. Any questions? Feel free to message me. And enjoy. I hope it was helpful. Have a great day.